Hey guys, very good evening. This is Ashutosh presenting before you assignment 10. So the first question is pick a login string of app.taskforce.com and write all the possible test scenarios. So this is basically the login page of the app.taskforce.com and we need to write the test scenarios for this. So I have written a few test scenarios. So these are my test scenarios. So what we have done is we have divided this page into two parts. That is, the first part is of the login and the second part is of the forward password. So we have taken different test cases. So the first one is we have used a valid email and a valid password, and for which it is successfully logged in. And then we have used a valid email and an invalid password. So it shows invalid name or password. And then we have used an invalid email address and a valid password. It shows invalid name or password. Then we have taken an invalid email address as well as an invalid password. It shows invalid name or password. Similarly, for the forget password part, we have entered an email address which is already registered. And then we have clicked on the forward password part, and so it will show an email will be sent to our email address for the password to reset. So in the second case, I have taken an email address which is not registered. And then I have clicked on the forward password part and I have entered the unregistered email address. So a text shows that email you entered is not a part of this allocation. So in the third case, we have taken, we have not entered any email. We have just clicked on the forward password part and we have left the email part as blank, or we have just pressed space 3 times. And so this shows that the text shows that please enter a valid email or an email. So this is what some of the text scenarios which I have created. So, so let's move on to the second question. So the second question is, let us know which test scenarios we will execute in case of smoke testing, sanity testing, retesting, regression testing, cross-browser testing, and user acceptance testing. So basically, what is smoke testing is we need to check the basic and critical functionalities in smoke testing. So for the app task force, to check the smoke testing, we will check the login part. We will enter the email address and we will enter the password, and we will see that basically it is working correctly or not. All the features are working in a proper manner or not. So this scenario we can use for the smoke testing. For sanity testing, we need to take a part and we need to test that deeply. So for this also we will take the email part and login part, and the email part and the password part, and we will try to log in. And similarly, we will give different types of values and we will test accordingly. So for the retesting part, so retesting part is nothing but when if while encountering, while using the application, if we encounter any error, so we just inform about that error to the developer. The developer then fixes that bug, and again it sends us for testing. So we test it again. So that process is only called as the retesting part. So basically, for the login password or login email and password, if we are clicking on forget password part, and before it was saying that before the link was not able to go to the desired email address. So we have we will then tell it this about to the developer, and the developer will do the necessary changes. And again, we can do the same thing. So this is only called as the retesting. So regression testing. So regression testing, in this we will basically test the login part, password part, and in this part what we will do is we will deeply test that. We will use different credentials. We will use a valid email. Sometimes we will use an invalid email. Sometimes we will leave it blank, and like this we will have to do a deep testing in it. So the cross-browser testing. In cross-browser testing, we will, for example, now we are testing in Google Chrome. So we will just shift to Mozilla Firefox, or we will go to Internet Explorer, and then we will check the application. So what will happen is some features may work correctly in some features may work properly in Mozilla Firefox, but they may not work properly in Google Chrome or Microsoft Explorer. So for this, we need to do this cross-browser testing. And also, we can see an I button over there. while logging in that page app.taskforce.com. So that login or that I button may not work in some browsers and it may work in some browsers. So this test scenario we can use for browser testing. And the last one is user acceptance testing. So what is user acceptance testing is basically how the user will see the interface, how he is going to work, how he will be using it. So we will create an atmosphere like the user and we will do whatever the things we think that user can do. For example, the user will try to log in. So we will also do the login part and we will also do the password. And we will then forget, we will click on the forward password part and we will again enter some details and credentials and then we will check it again. So like this, how the user will be doing, the same thing we will be performing and doing this kinds of testing. So these are some of the test scenarios which we will execute in the case we get some types of testing. So the last question is, what is gray box testing? Please explain with the help of an example. So basically, gray box testing is a combination of black box testing and white box testing. So what is black box testing? So black box testing is nothing but it is a type of testing where you are not able to see the code. We are only performing the testing on the graphical user interface. That we will not go into the internal structure of the application. We will just test the graphical user interface part. And whereas in the white box testing, the code will be visible to us. So the white box testing is basically done by the developers. They check the codes, like they perform some kind of testing, like parse testing, loop testing, statement testing, and this kind of testing they perform on the codes and they check it. So gray box testing is basically the combination of both white box testing and black box testing. So in gray box testing is also called as semi. Means you can say it is also called as semi structured, or you can say it is called as semi-transparent testing. So what happens in gray box testing is, for example, if there is a link which the tester needs to check. So if while checking that link, if the tester found or the developer found any error in that link, so he can directly go to the HTML part of that link and he can do the changes over there, and then he can do the retesting. So it can be an example of gray box testing. So also, if you are opening some page, for example, if you are opening a Google page, Google login page, so we can just see the interface, and that will be a black box testing. And when we press on the inspect part, then we can see the codes. So that while checking the codes, it can be a white box testing. So the combination of these both will be termed as the gray box testing. So this is all about my assignment 10. Thank you, everyone.